Hi everyone at Central Pres. Stephen Price here to bring you some words of encouragement on this Saturday, March 28th.
I'm Hannah Price.
And I'm Campbell Price.
I don't know how you're keeping track of how long we've been living in this weird new world of ours, but I'm counting from the last day our kids went to school and we had a somewhat ordinary day. That was actually a Friday the 13th. I didn't realize that until I was writing this. That's kind of weird. Anyway, it's been 14 days, and for the rest of the parents of school-age kids out there, that's 10 e-learning days. For us, it's been long enough to get into kind of a new schedule, a new normal for us. I hope you've also been able to create a new normal for your family. And I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing to fill in our time now that we're doing everything a little bit differently, or a lot differently, than we were doing 2 weeks ago. But I'll come back to that at the end. First, I want to spend a couple of minutes just talking about what's going on right now. I mean, every time I think things can't get crazier, they do. I think many of us are starting to wrap our brains around how huge all of this is. I mean, each generation has their own "where were you" moment. When I was a teenager, mine was 9/11. For my grandparents, it was Pearl Harbor. And for my parents, it was the assassination of John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King. Maybe for you it was when the Challenger exploded. Either way, all of our college-aged, high school-aged, middle schoolers, and elementary schoolers all having this happen to them right now. So, you kids and youth and college kids that are listening to me, for the rest of your life, no matter where you go to college, no matter where you move for a job, no matter where you go on this whole earth, you'll always compare stories with other people your age about where you were and what you did during the coronavirus epidemic. And that's kind of amazing if you stop and think about it. Now, for all of those events, and also for this one, there was a before when it happened and an after when it happened. There will be a BC, a before coronavirus, and an after coronavirus. You like that?
I never thought of that before.
Before 9/11, there was a certain way that we lived our lives. After 9/11, we thought the way we lived before was crazy and reckless. Quick story. When I was in college, I went on a school trip to Colorado with a student organization at NC State. When we got to the airport, I had forgotten my wallet in my dorm room, and I didn't have any ID. So I'm standing there at the counter with no ID looking at the agent, and this is 1999, and an advisor from my school came up to the desk with me and simply just told them I was who I said I was. And that was it. No more questions. They printed the tickets for me, and I got on the plane. That's just an unbelievable story to someone who was born after 9/11. In the same way, before this pandemic, we had a certain way that we did live our lives. I believe that when we get to the other side of this, we'll live our lives completely differently than before. Like, can you believe that we used to actually open doors with our hands? With all of the negatives surrounding us right now, here's our chance today to see the positives all around us. Our usual schedule before all of this was just like yours. It was crazy. Church on Sunday, PYC Sunday night, soccer 3 nights a week, sometimes with 2 kids playing in 2 different locations, piano, doctor's appointments, Wednesday church. We'd travel on weekends to soccer games, trying to keep up with our own sports interests, the teams that we watch on TV. I was killing it in my NASCAR league. I was in fantasy league. It never stopped. And now, there's none of that. Just like that, poof, all gone. And what's left when all the pieces have fallen away? When all of the superficial busyness has disappeared? My family. Now I'm forced to spend time with, and only with, the ones who I love the most. Now we can make a lot of funny jokes about rather being anywhere else than stuck with your family. But the truth is, this is exactly who we need to be with at a time like this anyway. Come what may, most of us get to spend this time with our closest loved ones. So make the most of this time. Kids, work on being helpful to your parents. Please stop fighting about everything. And pick up your socks that are for some reason in the middle of the living room for the third time today. Parents, be patient with your kids. Teach them to do something new, like cleaning or laundry. Take this time to get back to playing games together, taking walks together, and just refocusing our attention on what the really important things are. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 16 through 18 says, "Therefore we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal." Our momentary troubles, although there may be no clear end in sight, they are temporary. But it's these troubles that are shaping us day by day into the person and sometimes family that we will be on the other side of this. So be patient, be kind, and take care of each other. Now back to what I was talking about at the beginning. Making a new normal for yourself or for your family is something we've all been dealing with. One thing that I think that can be helpful during this time of being apart is sharing pictures of things that your family is doing as part of this new daily schedule that we're all living in. One thing our family has never done before this happened was taking a walk on a school day in March, all together at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And if it hasn't rained, we've tried to do this every day. Another thing, teaching our kids how to clean the house. Here's something new. Have you heard about the bear hunt going on? You put a stuffed bear in your window facing outside, and people can drive their kids around town looking for bears.
It doesn't have to be a bear. It can be like any stuffed animal that you have.
Okay, it can be any stuffed animal that you have. What have you found that's really cool or entertaining online that others may like? For me,
Marble racing.
it's marble racing. Now, if you haven't gotten into this yet, you're welcome. You can go on YouTube all the way back to the 2016 Marble Olympics and start there. But if you really want some tantalizing action, just start with the 2020 Marbula 1 racing series. Yes, this is a thing. There have already been 6 races this season, but don't worry, you can go back and find them all on YouTube. And if you think I'm kidding about this, you can just ask my family what I've been watching.
He's been watching marble. Like when he first found out, he made us watch all of the races.
That's qualifying too. You can watch qualifying.
And the marbles, and the other marbles are watching the marbles racing.
Yeah.
All it is just rolling marbles, but it gets very intense.
Yeah.
So go check it out. So what have you got? Send me pictures or videos or links, and I'll put them together and I'll send them out on this YouTube page.
And don't forget to do the bear hunt.
Now for the public service announcements. Remember, our worship service will be live tomorrow, March 29th at 10:30 a.m. on this YouTube channel and on Facebook Live. If you need anything, toilet paper, paper products of any kind, soap, food, we're all set up to help you with this from church, and even more of your needs too. You just need to let one of us know.
Even blankets.
Or blankets. That's what we're here for, and that's what comes with being a part of this church. And finally, check on your elderly neighbors, or the ones that you've maybe always overlooked, the ones who had maybe been forgotten, the ones who didn't figure into the hustle and bustle of our lives before. Think of this as a test to see if love really does conquer all. See you next time.
Bye.